Hello, my beautiful creatures. I'm struggling with this heat. We are in the middle of a heat wave in the UK at the moment, and it is making me want to cry because, I feel like if you're watching this channel, you are probably on some sort of SSRI or antidepressant medication, so you'll probably relate to the fact that it makes the heat absolutely unbearable. That's where I'm at right now. I'm literally dying, and look at the sunburn. Slutty little tan line there. This was because I went on holiday. I got back 2 days ago, I think. Went to South Wales, had a nice time in the sea. I posted a video on my YouTube subscriber thing. You can join if you want. There is going to be exclusive videos like the one I'm talking about now, which is a kind of like a whip update / what I brought on holiday with me with my knitting bag, like what I bought in my knitting bag. So if you want to check that out, please consider supporting me by subscribing. Again, I guess I don't know how to word that, but there's two tiers. There is a kind of standard tier, which is kind of like an extra supporting, which is I think $1.99, and then there's like an extra tier, which is like everything. You're like a super sad knitting fan, where you'll get access to early videos, you'll get exclusive videos I'm only going to be posting there, like whip updates and maybe like general chat about my life. And basically, if you're a nosy bastard, then that's going to be for you. But anyway, onto the actual video, Matthew. So apparently everyone really liked the horror movie knitting ones, so I was like, you know what, let's carry on with that, but we're not going to do horror movies at the moment. Just hold your horses, because we are coming up to a very, very special occasion. I thought it'd be interesting to look at some of the knitwear in the Interview with the Vampire TV show, because I'm obsessed with it and it's my favorite thing at the moment. And season 3 is about to come out, the Vampire Lestat, which I'm so incredibly excited about. I think it comes out on the 7th of June. And if you've never heard of Interview with the Vampire, or you've not watched the show yet, then get on with it now. Like, this is your time. Season 3 is about to come out. There's only 2 seasons. I think I only have like 10 episodes in a season, so you can binge it in like 2 days. I did the other day. But the premise of the show is that it features a vampire called Louis de Pontiac, spelling, and he basically is being interviewed by someone about his life story and that he's a vampire, and it is incredible. It's amazing. There was also a film in 1991, I think, with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and Tom Cruise, I have to give him his flowers, he actually kills it as the star. So there you go. But anyway, on to the TV show. So this show came out in 2022, and honestly, when I found out they were going to do a TV show about Interview with the Vampire, I was absolutely psyched, because I was like, oh my god, it's going to be amazing, because there's so much like lore that they left out in the film, and the film is incredible as well. So I was like, how are they going to do it? Like, how is, who's going to play Lestat? Who's going to play Louis, And they absolutely nailed it. Like, this is how you adapt a book into a show, because it takes things that works and it also kind of changes a lot of things to make it work even better. And it's just amazing, because I think in the book and the original film, it's set in the 1700s, and in the book in the TV show they move it up to the 1900s, like the early 1900s, and it works so well. So I thought it'd be interesting to go through some of the like knitwear and fashion that I saw when I was rewatching it, and maybe talk more about what the next season is going to be like, because it just looks amazing. I read the book, The Vampire Lestat, and it's very strange, and the whole Vampire Chronicles series is very strange. It's like it's crazy. So I really hope we get more seasons, and I really hope they start to delve into some of that strangeness, because I love a bit strange me. I feel like I'm in Satan's bumhole. Like there's no air. I have a fan running and it generally feels like someone's sighing on me. All right, let's do this. So vampires and knitwear, hey, like they are two things that I don't necessarily feel like go together, but apparently they do. And I'm gonna try and art school this shit because it's interesting. So I don't really know where there's a good jumping off point because there isn't a lot of knitwear per se, but I think when they do utilize knitwear, I think it is very interesting. So I think starting with Lestat because he's my boy, he's my man, he's my bisexual icon. He's giving like non-binary androgyny and I think he's amazing. So this is the kind of image I want to talk about. So he's wearing this kind of, it looks like a traditional like 1930s knitted cardigan, and I love the fact that like in the show where they have Claudia, she's a vampire and you know she's kind of going about her day to day, she's discovering who she is, even though she's like literally a 10-year-old in like a 4-year-old's, no, the way around, she's like a 50-year-old 40-year-old woman in like a 10-year-old's body. You know, when she starts going out to kind of date per se, Lestat is wearing this kind of cardigan, and it's like Lestat is someone who really likes to kind of indulge and like look amazing, and you know he has like fashion is so over the top, so when he wears this cardigan it kind of, to me it reads as like an acceptance of like fatherhood, and he's kind of like, I don't know, it's like domesticity I guess, because like him and Louis have kind of, they're at this period in his life where they're both kind of gelling really well together, they're not fighting, they're kind of just living their lives as a family. And it's interesting to see why they chose this kind of cardigan, because it does kind of scream that kind of 1930s husband coming home and like, you know, having a martini. I don't know, it just, that's what I first thought when I saw it. If you see him in the earlier seasons, he's wearing like all these like really exaggerated costumes and like, you know, he's just fit as fuck. He's just like, yeah, like bitches left, right and center. And then now when he's like within his family unit, he's like very subdued and very kind of whipped in a way. And I love that for him. And I think the same thing kind of happens to Louis, because there's a scene where he wears this like really, really lovely blue cabled cardigan, which I literally want to knit immediately. And I can't remember what scene this is from. I think it's the scene where Claudia actually runs off and kind of just goes, I'm out bitch, because she can't stand Lestat. So yeah, then Louis kind of wears this kind of cardigan, and this is a period where him and Lestat are not getting on, and Lestat's going out all the time and Louis kind of the homekeeper, and you know, wearing this sweater very much gives that. It's like, you know, the husband's out partying all night and he's like the mum in the cardigan like at the doorstep like with a cigarette. That's what it gives me, and I think it's stunning. It's very like, I think this would be really easy to recreate, and I don't know what to say about it because it is just stunning. Like, coming up next is a scene where Louis and Claudia, I think this is in season 2, where they are kind of walking through Europe during the end of the Second World War. But yeah, and I think it's interesting to see how both of them are wearing knitwear. Like, Louis is wearing this really nice kind of knit brown jumper, and I really love the collar on this because it's not like a traditional like knit one per one collar in a way. It's kind of lifted and it has like a rolled up cast off. So jealous of that. It looks incredible, especially with the long black coat. It just looks amazing. And I think Claudia as well, I think she's wearing, the only thing is I can't actually see anything. She's wearing like just like a grey knitted cardigan, it looks like. And again, in this kind of moment, they are kind of trying to blend it as human, as like refugees in a way. So, you know, they're using the knitwear to kind of blend in, and I think that's really smart because it's not like Lestat would kind of, I feel like if Lestat was in that situation, he would still be wearing like very elaborate colours and very elaborate clothing, even if he's in like a war-torn place. But Louis and Claudia, they're trying to blend in, so they're using like, I want to say they're using knitwear to kind of blend in, because it's a very human thing to do and to wear is knitwear, and I don't think you see a lot of vampires wearing knitwear. I'm just saying, like in all the occasions where Louis and Lestat wear knitwear, it's always in very human situations. It's always in very like domestic spaces or situations of humanity, I guess. I'm trying to art school this, but it's not working. I'm grasping at straws here. I'm like, but yeah, I just think it's clever. I want to say I'm clever, but I'm not. I just love it. And I love the scene where Claudia is like, I think they're hiding in a bunker, and then she just walks out, she's carrying something, and she's got a cigarette, she's smoking. I'm like, icon. And I know that the actress in season 2 who plays Claudia isn't the same actress who plays her in season 1. And I think the change is so well done, because obviously she looks different, but you don't pay attention to that because you kind of think of it as like her growing up or her like character development, because you know in season 1 she's still very much a child in a way, whereas I think season 2 Claudia, it's very much she's an adult. Like you don't see her as a child anymore, and I think that's really clever.
Oh, you felt my lust?
Armand? Oh yeah, felt his too. Now I know what 2 blood-fat cocks slapping hands feel like, so thank you for that.
And I think this plays a quite important part during the scene where they go to the theatre with the vampires, and they have to they put her in this kind of costume which is hideous, and the song which is hideous. The whole scene is like an earworm, and they try and basically box her in as like this child. You're playing this child character forever, that is who you are. It's like a sort of punishment, and she fucking hates it, because she's like, I'm not a child anymore, I'm a woman. I may have a child's body, but I'm a woman. And I'm like, yes, you go there. I'm so itchy because of the sun. But yeah, that is tangent over. I also think, can we please take a moment to discuss Louis' slutty little cunty glasses, because I love it. You are showing the whole audience your bum hollow is. He always wants to be on camera every time I film. Like, I'm talking about vampires. He's like, no. So I think we need to take a moment to kind of discuss Louis' slutty little glasses, because they're just incredible. And you know, it could be a reference to Gary Oldman's Dracula in Dracula from 1991 or 1992, because he also wears like some slutty little glasses, but I think these ones are so much better. I don't know why, I just think they are, because they're kind of squared, and it kind of gives 1930s. It gives fashion, it gives like closet homosexual. On to the next one. So as I said before, where you know the vampires are kind of using knitwear as a disguise in a way, we see that again with Claudia when she runs off and she gets questioned by a student because she's like in the library robbing books and shit. So she is wearing this kind of vest, but it's like knitted, it's like brown, it's got greens, it's got blues, it's like stunning, it's lovely, and she is trying to pass as like the cleaner's daughter, I think, or as a student, and she looks like a student. She's like camoed as fuck, she has got the beret on, she's got, you know, the fur bully puffer coat. Amazing. Like I can't imagine though, like do you imagine if you were a vampire and you were just like, I got this knitting pattern, I'm gonna do it, and they could just bash it out. But could they though? Because I know they can move really fast, but can they knit really fast? That is the main question. I'd like to answer that. And this is the scene where they meet, is it Bradley? I can't remember what he's called. The one that kind of like fucks her up. Oh yeah, the scene with her and a cigarette. Love it. She looks so cool, and she's even got a revolver, like, that's cunt. Another interesting, well, this isn't knitwear again, but like, it could be considered knitwear. I just really like it. So I think in the sections where you see younger Daniel, with like younger Louis. He's wearing kind of like this, like, it's like a long sleeved v-neck t-shirt or jumper, and I love it. I think it's really nice, like, because the yarn, well, not yarn, but the material is kind of like it looks like a cross-section of a rock, and that's the only way I could describe it. And I also really love how the v-neck comes like really, like, it comes down to like here, and it's buttoned, like it's got like a button band, and I think that's really cute. Like, I want to make this, I want to wear this. Obviously not covered in blood, but hey ho. That is all the knitwear I found in the show, but I think we can now kind of talk about the Vampire Lestat, and I love it. I can't wait for it. I remember, right? I just finished watching season 2. I was like, oh my god, gagged. I'm so excited for season 3. It dropped. I think it was like the first teaser of the Vampire Lestat, and I think it summarizes Lestat's character up in like one short sentence, and it's the scene where he's like just sat there about to be interviewed.
Hair and makeup now.
Okay, Tim.
Do I look like I need you?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is so cunty. I love it. I did actually look at, I looked at loads of stuff from the original film as well, and tried to kind of find some knitwear in that, but I really couldn't, because, you know, I think as it's set in the 1700s, I don't think, obviously mass-produced knitwear hadn't been invented yet, or it was very kind of early, so there's a lot of lace, and there's a lot of like silks and that kind of vibe, but I don't know anything about fashion, so. But anyway, are you guys excited for the Vampire Lestat? What do you think is going to happen? Do you know, if you've never seen this before, spoiler alert, obviously, but I really highly recommend you rewatch the old seasons, season 1 and 2, before you start the show. I rewatched it last week, and I was pleasantly surprised at how rewatchable the show actually is, because I know I had a problem with like shows in the past where it's, you know, it's a slog to get through when you want to rewatch them, but it was really not a slog. Like, even this was like, and Game of Thrones as well, they were both very easy rewatches. So I rewatch Game of Thrones like every year because I'm sad. But yeah, I love Interview with the Vampire, and I really hope they continue making the seasons on it, because I think Sam Reed as Lestat and Jacob Anderson as Louis are like absolutely perfect for him. Like, they're just so perfect. And I remember when it was released, when they released the casting for Louis as Jacob Anderson, and all the comments were literally like, oh my god, but like, isn't Louis white? Like, Louis owned slaves. And I was like, and like, I think it works even better. Like, in terms of like looking at what the analogy of vampires actually is, like, you can use it for anything. You can use it for being queer, you can use it for being a person of color, you can use it for anything, and I think it works amazingly. I don't think it takes anything out of the story like it would. So yeah, it's amazing. And Sam Reed is amazing as Lestat. That was one character I was kind of scared of them like recasting, because I grew up with Tom Cruise's Lestat, and he actually puts his whole in that. Like, he does it. It is amazing. And apparently Anne Rice, or Annie Rice, I say Anne Rice, I don't know why, I just always have. When she found out that Tom Cruise was cast as Lestat, she was like, no. She was like, this is my boy. Tom Cruise is not Lestat. Like, that's just not right. And when she actually finally saw the finished film, she actually took our 2-page ad in Vanity Fair to be like, I was wrong. I was literally wrong. He's amazing. So if Tom Cruise can like literally change Annie Rice's mind, the original creator of Lestat, then, you know, that's big shoes to fill. And I think Sam Reed actually like is a better Lestat.
Tell me one thing wrong about this photo.
Well, for one thing, I'm not in it.
He just is. He gets it. He gets the campiness. He gets the like the violence. He just gets how Lestat is, because Lestat to me is very like androgynous and very kind of feminine, but also very just like he's like non-binary trade. That is who he is, you know. So that's all I've got to say. I'm going on rants, I am. Oh, I'm not even spoken about Armand. I was looking at all of Armand's scenes, and I was trying to find like knitwear, but I couldn't really see a lot. Like there were times where it looked like he was wearing knitwear, but you know, it was really hard to tell. And again, from like recasting point of view, Anthony Banderas played Armand in the original film, and I was never really a massive fan of that casting. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he's really good, but like his performance is a little bit wooden at times, and I think the long straight black hair throws me because he looks like Cher a little bit. And I remember the twist on season 1 when I was like, when we thought he was just called Rashid as a kind of waiter person, and then he just like, Daniel turns around and he's just like floating in the air. Like, that was a gag. That was like, again, another change from the show that is absolutely iconic. I'm really excited to see Into the Vampire season 3. I really am. Can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be camp. I think it's going to be like balls to the wall. I think it's just going to be like, I think it's going to be really good. Like, I would love to see like a reality show with all of these characters in it. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on now. But yeah, let me know what you think of The Interview with the Vampire. Have you seen it? Are you going to watch it? Have you seen the original film? Have you read the books? I want to know. I want to know the gossip. Also, if you feel, do comment any films or series you want to kind of see like a knitwear thing on, because I think I'm always here for ideas. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, if you want to support my work further, there's my social medias in the description. There's also my exclusive knitting, Sadknitting channel. You get exclusive access to videos that I'll be posting there that no one else will get to see. You'll also get access to videos early, probably like a day or two early if you're impatient like me, and loads of other perks that I've yet to think of, but it will still help me to grow this channel and find more people and dedicate more time to it, because I don't have a job at the moment and I'm really poor. So please consider supporting me. You can also buy me a coffee if you're feeling generous, and that is also linked in the bio. But anyway, just like this video, like it, comment it, share it into your groups. I don't care. Just get eyes on this video. I need more subscribers, people. Like, God, you know. Tell your nan to watch it. Just stick it on a fire stick when she's away. Get my watch times up. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. If you leave a yarn ball in the comments, I'll be like, you're amazing, you're a legend, thank you so much. See you next time.